All right, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone. Here to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to our apostles and elders of the Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who live in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, before we get into today's lesson, I just want to declare fair use, according to the Copyright Act of 1976 as stipulated under Section 107. This video is not for any monetary gain, but strictly for the purposes of teaching our history as it relates to the Bible. All right? So, with that, this is our another installment of our camp series called For Thy Violence Against Thy Brother Jacob, where we go into the history of Esau's treacherous and tumultuous destruction of Jake since we've been over here and all across the world. All right, so without further ado, we get to open the scripture.
Book of Obadiah, verse 10 says, For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Yeah, so this is talking about Esau, Edom, who is the wicked, him being violent against Jacob. Okay, actually our closest relative. All right, and the history of violence that he has inflicted on us, since the beginning. You can really say it goes all the way back to Cain, but in his stead, we've been over here in America. The serious, things he's done with the lynchings, hangings. Killing of babies, while they're still in the womb.
The list goes on.
Yeah, the list just goes on and on and on and on. And like I said, for that violence, the shame is going to cover him. And how is that shame covering him? By the mouth of the prophets. We're exposing all of the stuff that he's done. Day in and day out. We do at least a couple videos a week on this, and it's just never ending. We're on our way to 140 videos, and that hasn't scratched the surface of everything that this devil has done to Jake. All right, and like I said, and how his shame is covering him. He don't want to be held accountable for it. Okay, but he's gonna be. Scriptures say his children shall complain of an ungodly father. All right, because you've done some ungodly stuff to Jake. And then it says after that, he's gonna be cut off forever. So yeah, after when we come into the kingdom, you're going to serve that slavery twice as long and twice as hard, and after that, you're going to be exterminated. We read Obadiah 1 and 10, verse 18 tells you he's going to be exterminated. When it's all said and done.
Precept.
Go ahead.
I got something too.
Okay, go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 and 16. I'm gonna read it in NIV. It says, "You will be filled with shame instead of glory. Now it is your turn. Drink and let your nakedness be exposed." What it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. Because, Esau, who writes history? The winner.
Yep.
So Esau, the so-called white man, he won the wars and he controls the education. So he kind of controls he controls the narrative of how you view history. And the narrative is that he did it by his ingenuity. He did it by his might. Real quick.
Manifest destiny.
Yeah, which it was manifest destiny.
Yeah.
But like the elder from Chicago, right? Elder Malcolm, he says there's a part 2.
Yep.
All right. Real quick, grab Ezekiel. Isaiah 10. Yeah. And start at
13.
Yep.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, starting at verse 13. It says, "For he saith, by the strength of my hand I have done it."
See, that's the devil. That's what Esau Edom has said, but it was the Lord who gave you the power. All right? But you said it in your Obadiah, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee. So in your demented mind, you thought it was all, your own ingenuity, and that's the narrative you push. All right, that you had a Edomite says, let me write a list of all the contributions that so-called black people gave to the world, and he had a blank sheet of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Because they believe that, you know. Go ahead.
It says, and by my wisdom, for I am prudent, excuse me, and I have removed the bounds of the people, and I have robbed their treasures, and I have put down the inhabitants like a valiant men.
Mm-hmm. And that's it on that.
Got a precept.
And that's the narrative that he pushed by their might, by their wisdom, by their power, by their excellency. All right. But then what's happening is you come to find out is that's all a lie.
Yep.
He puts the narrative that the so-called Native Americans were primitive, but when you remember when we went to the museum, I did some research on that. What was the name of that museum?
Gee whiz.
You talking about
Lafayette.
Tecumseh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tecumseh and Prophetstown.
Prophetstown.
Yeah, that war between Gad and I believe Reuben was mixed in there too. But that war between them and what was that president?
Was it Truman?
Harrison. Benjamin Harrison.
Harrison.
Truman was in the 40s, I think.
Yeah, he was a governor here.
Yeah, Benjamin Harrison, governor of Indiana, before he was president. Yep. Out of his own writings, he said the Gad was better equipped. They had better housing. See, Gad just didn't fucking live in teepees, man.
Right.
You know, they had different little systems, man. There was different little things going on here, and all of that is being exposed. So now instead of glory, because Isaiah 19 said the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. All right, they used to have that strong gun-ho American, but like all this information come out, I was like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
nigga. It says Sirach 10 and 8, you got to get it, but from ill dealings, deceit, fraud, you know, injurious practices. That's how you got everything, and that's shameful.
Yep.
It says, drink and let your nakedness be exposed. The cup from the Lord's right hand is coming around to you, and disgrace will cover your glory.
Yep, it's the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 7 says, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work, only he now will let until he be taken out of the way. And of course, Paul was speaking in the time of the Romans, you know, which was Edomites. But then, of course, we're in that time of him being revealed in today's time, you know.
The revived Roman Empire.
God. It says, verse 8, he says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is dealing with the prophets, bringing out all of these things, like in book of Luke says, as he spoke by the mouth of his prophets. In time past, in Hebrews, he spoke by the mouth of his prophets. And we're bringing out all this information through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because it's time for him to be revealed, so that when judgment comes, and it comes like a flood upon him, he's well justified, you know, in the verdict, you know. And of course death, and then of course the salvation of Israel, you know, praising his destruction.
Because the information is there, it's always been brought out, but no one has juxtaposed this to the scriptures. That's the power, you know.
Yep.
God. Last part, he says, and shall destroy him with the brightness of his coming. So I just want to get that part. Yep. So when he comes, eventually, you know, Yahushua returns, there's going to already be a fire kindled. You know, there's going to already be, as we see, you know, wars, rumors of wars, floods, earthquakes. He's visiting this place currently as we speak. But it starts off by the mouth of the prophets, bringing out all of these things in which, showing the reason why this place should be taken down. And this story is one of many, and many that we can't even unravel, because it's just like bro always brings out. This is the tip of the iceberg, you know, of what we have seen.
Yep.
God. Now I was going to add to your point. When you said he writes the history, a lot of times, you know, he told on himself. You know, you have to keep that in mind. You know, he told a lot on himself, and you know, he's mad when you bring it out.
Yeah, because some of it they bragged in.
Yeah,
they bragged in it.
Yeah,
and some of it was, you know, through their wicked philosophy, the hidden in plain sight type thing. So they, you know,
and we're just playing. They tells you what's that modern day Jewry is not the true people. You know,
Yeah,
and one of those. I think it's
Esau is Edom. Esau is modern jewelry.
Yeah, that's the 1925 Jewish Encyclopedia, like volume 5, page 41. Yeah. That's what
But
it said.
but they say you want to hide anything from a nigga, put it in
Put
the
in the
book.
Yeah.
Then now niggas reading. Now it's
Yeah. Oh, you can't say that. You put it's your stuff. It's your stuff. You know.
Preset.
Go ahead.
HATE speech.
Yeah.
This is Psalms chapter 64 and verse 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away."
Yeah, everybody trying to detach from it. No,
Yeah.
nigga, you know, your people wrote this. Every publishing company we had, you niggas burned down and got rid of.
Even your own women trying to deal with you. They,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they grew up. I mean, they grew up in the household with you.
Yeah.
You know, so they seen the kids, the babies that came from them through this man. You know, and how they act. Then they turn around and have all type of demonic drawings and sayings, and then they go up and unalive 100 peoples and shoot in schools. So
And then, you know, you got the nature of women. Well, one woman is a woman. She's curious.
Yeah.
So, you know, the black man this, the black man that. But let me cute. And then come to find out, you know, you're like, you know what? They actually better.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the Edomite women are finding out. You know, women across the world, period. You know?
Yeah.
Like, y'all doing so much to denigrate these people. But the nature of a woman is curiosity. So she get the bumping, you know, rubbing across of them. She probably not grew up with them, but she see them in college, and then she see him kind of attractive. I kind of like how he dressed, so I kind of like his demeanor. And then that curiosity gets piqued, and come to find out, well, you know what? They're more hygienic than they're more relatable as far as like man-female relations. So
the food is flavor.
either they can cook, they use seasoning more than black pepper. Go ahead.
Yeah. Quick.
We'll get to the story eventually, right?
just to back you up about the women.
That's how I be there.
This is Job 27, beginning in verse 14. It says, "If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, okay, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread." So yeah, that's what he's saying. You know, in that opening scripture, they're going to be cut off.
Yeah.
They born to be in destruction. And it says, "Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep." They're gonna be glad your ass gone. Yeah. They're gonna be glad. So
Hey, just like you had bed winches,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was a better position than to be in the field.
Mm-hmm.
You remember what was that? Roots? Fanta?
Yeah.
What was her name?
Yeah, no, not Fanta. Kizzy.
No,
Kizzy?
that was his daughter.
Okay.
The one, the girl he liked from Africa that he ran.
Oh yeah.
That was Fanta,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah, she was a bed winch.
Yeah.
And she was like, like he trying to get her to run away, and she was like, I got a good position here.
Yeah.
I ain't giving that up. That's gonna be the sentiment of the Edomite concubine when we in our glory.
That's I think it was one of those videos. Apostle Tahara was talking about. He said they were lots of times the concubines back in the ancient times.
Number one.
Yeah.
Was the number one was the Edomite women.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. All right. So without further ado, we're going to get into the lesson here that you see on the screen.
That's the preamble.
Yeah, the preamble. Talking about the lynching of Lation Scott, also called Ligon Scott. And you see it on the screen here. We'll put a link to this article in the description box for your own perusal. We'll start out with this summary, and then we're going to hit the points in the lynching and the actual legacy. All right. So let's get to that. It says Lation or Ligon Scott, December 25th, 1893 to December 2nd, 1917, was an African-American lynching victim, an Israelite, suspected of raping a white woman in Dyer County, Tennessee. Scott was tortured, mutilated, and burned alive by a mob on Sunday, December 2nd, 1917 in downtown Dyersburg. All right, so we'll get to the actual lynching part. It says,
And many of those lynchings was based off of so-called SN, a so-called white woman.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, what did we just speak about? The so-called white woman's infatuation with us.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it's not just them. You know, it's the grab that in Sirach, honored in poverty. It's all the heathen nations.
Yep.
All right, because the Israelite man was made in the image of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Judah being preeminent of that. All right, so it's godly.
Yeah.
And no matter what state it's in, it's still godly. You know, that's why Esau goes above and beyond to bash those godly features, the afro, the dark skin, right? But that's godly. Even the lengths he go through now to keep us unhealthy. And can you imagine how we looked in the early 1900s?
Yeah.
Jake automatically had a 6-pack, 8-pack, automatically strong. You in the field, you already got that. You got that shape. You know, you got that appeal.
That V taper.
The V taper, you know, the
skin.
smooth skin. You ain't
Yeah.
got to, you know, one people shall be stronger than the other. And you just got the spirit of the Lord. So a lot of these things was centered around, you know, rape. Remember Joseph?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, what was the sentiment? You know, was it true? Was they in an adulterous relationship and then they got found out and she had to do that? A lot of times, you know, just speculating. More than likely, what was happening a lot of times, because that puts you in a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Because what if you don't do what she want, then you at her mercy.
Yep.
If you do it, you at her mercy.
Yep.
So, you know, but Joseph kept his integrity, you know.
That's a term. It said, "Damn if you do,
Damned if you don't. Yeah.
Yep. And her husband, or the Edomite male, he already had his own insecurities. You know, they were the only ones that we were in captivity, you know, completely cutting off our rods.
Ishmael did too.
Yeah, Ishmael did it too. But yeah, they didn't want any. I thought it was just the testicles. They didn't
It wasn't
want any
even Slakia. Yeah. It probably rods too.
Yeah.
You know, Ishmael's, you know.
Yeah.
But no, more so testicles. You're right.
Mhm. Yeah, they wanted you put him, didn't want around the women. Yeah, but Esau,
Which is the Arabs.
yeah, the Arabs
Doing the
Ishmael.
sub-Saharan slave trade.
So yeah, he he cut off the whole rod even after death and stuffed it in his mouth. You know, the one guy we did earlier this week, Claudine, you know, cut his off piece by piece and made him eat it. You know, just the damn devil, man, for real.
Go ahead.
Yep. This is the Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 31. It says, "He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches."
Yeah, we're in a low state right
Yeah.
now, and as much as Esau tries to influence a negative opinion about us to the world, we still shine forth through that. 'Cause we the children of the Lord. That's just how the Lord made it. All right, you can't deny it. You know, physically. So that's what they always give us.
Yep.
But no, it's other things too. It's mentally too. It's spiritually too. It's everything. Tucker Carlson did the segment when he spoke. You ever seen that? Y'all
About
seen
pituitary gland? No, not pituitary
that?
gland.
Melanin.
Yeah. What was that? It was pineal gland, the calcified pineal gland.
Okay, it was
It took
another
away the
one.
spiritual part.
It might have been the same one, but he was
Okay.
speaking about how so-called white people were inferior to so-called black people
Yeah,
because they lack melanin.
that was the same one.
And you got different types of melanin.
Yep.
Melanin is all throughout the world. Even chlorophyll, that's plant melanin. But you got different melanin, like you got neuromelanin, which is neurological melanin. Like you need melanin in the brain, and that does things. But you also have uromelanin, which gives your hair the coil. You know what I mean? And so the Most High knew when he stripped Cain of his pigment, that
Yep.
melanin,
Yep.
because you need melanin to interact with the ecosystem of the earth, with the sun and how it deals with things. You know, like through conjecture, it's kind of like the way plants got photosynthesis and all
Yeah.
that shit. Maybe, I don't know how the Lord did it, but I know Cain ain't got it.
Right,
We
right,
got
right,
it.
right.
And it's he tries his best to belittle us, but we still shine forth. So
God.
if that's where we at in poverty, as a nation, still being honored, still getting his women from a low position.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't even gonna say getting his women, but his women trying to get us.
Yep.
You know. Go ahead.
Yep. It says, "He that is dishonorable in riches."
Start over.
Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 31. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
How much more when we get that bag?
Yeah.
How much more? Like the brother had the dream. He was the kingdom of heaven. He said, women. He said, if women saw how he looked now, he would have to run. He would have to run. He said he was. He said he was beautiful. Like, like he would have to run. All right. So in the kingdom of heaven, how much more the admiration we gonna get? Because oftentimes they hate us because they ain't us, right?
Right.
They hate
Right.
us because they ain't us.
They not like us.
They not like us. So in the kingdom of heaven, when we in our power, we in our glory, they gonna have to worship us, man.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Yeah.
They gonna have to worship us. We the gods of the universe. What was that? He-Man. What was they? The gods of the universe, or something like that.
Masters of the universe.
Masters of the
Masters
universe.
yeah.
God. That's another
Yeah.
another term.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have no choice but to worship us.
Right.
You're gonna fucking worship us, man.
God.
That's what the scripture said. Y'all gonna fucking, you people, y'all gonna fucking bow down and worship us.
Yeah. Oh. And if they don't, Isaiah 6
And that ain't,
12.
and that's just like, but they are.
God.
They are. You gonna worship us, man.
Mm-hmm. Can I get that right quick?
Go ahead.
And if they don't worship us, this is Isaiah 60 and 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So that's straightforward.
Yeah.
Straightforward. So, yeah.
Finish that.
Yep.
It says, and he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?
Come on, who this nigga got all the money in the world. What is it? Isaiah 26 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Let favor be showed to the wicked. That nigga got all the money.
Yep.
It says, yet will he not learn righteousness. So how much more of a demon this nigga gonna be in poverty?
Yep.
Can I get some real quick?
Go ahead.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 60 verse 14. It says,
And we're gonna be wearing his ass out, Salakia. We're gonna be wearing his, in the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna be wearing this nigga out. In that 1,000 years, he gonna get wore the fuck out.
Yep.
Because he don't have the, like even all the other heathens, they got some semblance of righteousness, you know, like
Yeah.
they got some, like, you know, okay, this is the earth, this is the animals, you know, this is the plant, you know, certainly this nigga just totally wicked.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a fucking, righteousness is gonna be like a fucking malignant tumor to this nigga. Go ahead, bro.
Yep, Isaiah 60 and verse 14. It says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee will come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion, the Holy One of Israel. So just back to your point that eventually, you know, it's going to be a time where, you know, all these other nations, you know, they're going to be tributaries unto the very men who are teaching the truth, you know, in sincerity of the Bible, the Israelites.
They're gonna be loyal subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And they're gonna come bowing down, you know, in submission, you know, kings giving their daughters, or should I say other nations giving their daughters, wanting them to be, you know, with us, because they're gonna see the benefit of being attached unto us. Just like when Esau was at his height, everybody was flowing into their colleges and their learning and their philosophies and things like that. This is going to be the same thing, Isaiah chapter 2, where nations shall flow unto us. Say, come unto the house of the Lord, and he shall teach us his ways.
God.
You know,
We got it,
Yeah.
Jacob.
God. And that's, you know, and to your point, you know, I didn't go to summer school in college, but I didn't go back down there and like, what's all these cars and what's all these people for? Edomite parents were sending their daughters to those athletic camps.
Oh.
Yes. Picking out brothers. Because then, you know, we talking about being kings. They got the height that, you know, go close to the height that we used to have.
Mhm.
They're going to have the riches close to what we used to have. And they sending their daughters down there. So while Jake went,
And that's
and
a
was doing-
translation.
Yeah.
Like, grab that real quick, because Sirach 10 and 8, because they would have never did that shit.
No,
60s,
No.
50s.
nope.
So go ahead.
This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, translations.
Yep.
Certain things happen. It's not always at the snap of a finger.
Right.
This is a process. So gradualism. So they went from, look, you don't even touch it, Jake. Don't even be seen with him. Can't even, like, even in those Hollywood film days, the 40s, the 50s, a lot of those confusing the faces actors, they would be with Jake because they was Jake, and they would be told, don't be seen with them, and don't be. It was frowned upon until we got the point now where it's like, oh, go with them. It'll be wicked to get the money,
Yep.
right? But even more so is now it's they accepting Jake with open arms many times,
Yep.
man. You got the whole the cuckold and shit, which is all wicked, but it's just showing you that we at Esau's we at his end.
Yeah.
You know, we on a scale, when he in his height, from when he had his fall, the type of shit that's gonna be allowed and accepted. Shit was never accepted before, especially openly.
Yep. Sure was. You got some more on that?
That's it.
That's it.
Okay. All right. In the article, under the portion called Lynching, it says the capture on December 1st, 10 days after the accusation, he was found. Scott was seeking work in Oakville, Tennessee, and the foreman at the job recognized him. The foreman held Scott and sent for Sheriff Perry of Madison County, Tennessee. Sheriff Perry notified Sheriff Bryant of Dyer County, and Bryant immediately came and moved Scott to the jail in Union City. The police held Scott overnight, and the word of his arrest quickly spread to the neighboring counties. Who gave that word out? They always tell him, where he is. All right. It says during the night, Bryant found out that many people knew where Scott was being held, so he sent a deputy and night watchman to get Scott. It was reported that they also traveled with an undertaker and Bryant's brother-in-law. The men did not take a secret or alternate route to Dyersburg. While transporting Scott, the car was surrounded by men who blocked the road. The deputies gave up Scott, and phone calls were made while Scott was transported to Dyersburg. Once in Dyersburg, the mob quickly obtained a confession from Scott. I bet that you know how that went too. The leaders in the mob decided to hold a kangaroo court to determine guilt. You want to elaborate on that kangaroo court a little bit?
The kangaroo court, in short, was they actually had just some guy of high standing, one actually a juror, because it's gonna tell you who it was, but they just pretty much stood in front of him, told him to stand up and say, hey, are you guilty or not? And regardless of what he said, they already had their determination of what they're gonna make him guilty, and they did it just by the citizens. No due process. Okay, it didn't go into any type of official paperwork, any type of checking witnesses and certain things to really even hear his claim, or him defending himself.
All right. It says Scott was ushered into a nearby courtroom and a jury was selected and seated. David Moss of the local Phoenix Cotton Oil Mill acted as judge and told Scott to stand up.
So,
Acted as judge?
Yeah, acted.
That's it right there.
Fake judge. Says Scott complied. Moss asked, "Are you guilty or are you not guilty?"
Wait, he was a what of an oil mill? I missed. I know he was an oil
manager.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Says Scott replied that he was guilty, and the jury then found him guilty. Moss then addressed the mob and asked if they wanted Scott burned or hanged. He also told them to remember that it was Sunday, and he asked to think of the town's reputation. It was later revealed that the farmer and his wife both wanted Scott burned. Man. All right, this is the torture and the murder. It says next, Scott was tortured for over 3 hours and burned alive before a crowd estimated at 7,000 to 8,000 people. Nobody in the mob wore masks to hide their faces. The Memphis Press Scimitar reported that long before the mob reached the city, the town was choked with humanity. All right. It says
Choked with people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, they would travel far and wide to see these things. Who knows how long? Because it was another one, a similar incident where I think it was like 10,000 people.
That was Claude Neal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did him last week. Claude Neal. Yep.
So this was close. What, 7,000 to 8,000 something? Like?
Yeah, this is the time where the spectacle lynchings were coming toward the end. That's what they were called.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. It says
this choked with humanity, and it's just I just did a chat GPT, but it was like it says it could describe a place physically overcrowded. It says a busy train station, city streets, rush hour. So it was another one that I actually did a Google search, and they pretty much said it was so tight to where it was like almost like them to suffocate like the air. They was like
choked.
Yeah, it was like that many people. But he's gonna we probably don't explain it because they're saying it depending on where you at. You know, it was like people on top of covering rooftops.
That's next.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got
Let me
it.
read something real quick.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Amos 1 and 11. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, racham, which pity means compassion. In the Hebrew is racham, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever." So it brings these people great joy to see our people in that state. All right, it brings them great joy. You know, you got the 7,000 to 8,000 is choked with humanity. People suffering those conditions. They bringing their babies, they bringing their children. They got photos of it with 7, 8-year-olds. They smiling.
Yeah.
Like, damn, how do you know to smile like that?
Yeah.
Because that is what is it? What was it said? You mentioned Cain earlier, right? It said what? And I will put enmity. No, the serpent. Pardon me. It says, I will put enmity between thy seed and the serpent seed. Now wait a minute. You go to 1 John. It says what? Not of Cain, who was of that wicked one. And that wicked one was who? The serpent.
Yep.
So it was like you quoted earlier. It was the same spirit. It was the same spiritual manifestation of the hate between 2 different peoples.
Yep.
Precept.
Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 73 and verse 8. It says, "They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily." You see, just like when Esau would gather together. You see, because really, when it came to like the affliction and lynching of Jake, it was like the term goes picnic, pick a nigga, you know, and people, Edomites would gather and enjoy and be entertained by the demise of Jake, man.
And then you said picnic, right? A lot of times it'd be random. They just pick somebody.
Yep. Yep.
Go ahead.
And you know, just have men, women, and children just gather together like it's just like some sort of normal event.
A festive, yeah.
Yep. It goes to show you how fucked up this nation is, man.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And when you fast forward today and we bring these things out, man, what do they say? Oh, leave that in the past. This, that, and the third, man.
Well, the scriptures say he requires that which is past.
But then it's like when we bring out their wickedness, it's an issue.
And we're gonna get to it. I think because I know you're jumping around, so it was a lot in there. But one thing to back up what you're saying is that one guy claim was that it was the greatest thing since the circus had came through. You know, I don't know if it's in that, but it was like it was so impactful and fun. You know, he compared it to the circus.
Yeah.
Man. You know, people was out there selling shit.
Yeah.
They had 25 cent. 11-year-old boy was like, oh, it was 25 cent to get on the train, and they would take you there and back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, for 25 cents, I go down and see this, and be in the midst of all these people, and then of course, you know, they probably had a bunch of other like things they were doing out there. You know, when they get together, you know.
I'm gonna read something real quick. Psalm 36 and 2. For he flattereth himself in his own eyes until his iniquity be found to be hateful.
Mm.
I'm gonna read it in the NLT. It says, in their blind conceit, they cannot see how wicked they really are.
Wow.
Yeah. Man. Can you read that again?
Yeah.
That's them, man. That,
Yeah.
like the Psalm saying, he puffeth at it. His thoughts are not, the Most High is not all in his thoughts.
Yeah, because they didn't, and then they abused the scriptures to justify what they were doing.
Yeah.
Remember Mississippi Burning?
Yeah.
And remember the what was it, Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman.
Right?
Gene Hackman. Yep.
He was kind of getting fresh with the one Edomite girl,
Mm-hmm.
and she was sitting there. Genesis. She was quoting the scripture where it speaks about Ham being a Canaan being a servant of Ham. Something I forget the scripture, but it's in the movie.
Okay.
And it's basically she was quoting it to be like, this is what they taught us. Like they taught us this scripture to justify what we do to these people.
Right.
All right, so they don't even see how wicked they really are because they got all these justifications for their actions, whether it be false biblical narratives or whether it be false pseudoscience, IQ. These people are 3/5 of a man. They are less than human. They're more related to animals than we are. The next elevated stage. They're the what is it? What they call it? Devolve or something like that. Basically,
I'm trying to think of that word.
Yeah. Basically, we are the
Dealing with evolution.
We're the primitive, and we're primitive, and they're the next step above. See, they got all these different sciences, falsely so called, and it's all what to establish, right? And I can't think fucking words. Anyway, it's all to perpetuate their actions against us.
Right.
To justify them.
Justify them,
I read it again. In their Psalms 36:2 in the NLT. In their blind conceit, right? The pride of thine heart. They cannot see how wicked they really are.
Well,
Yeah.
we wouldn't all of us. Nah, it's your whole nation wicked.
But it's a mindset.
Yeah.
You got Edomite women that deal with Jake, and they still do it from a lofty position.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at something earlier. You got them. All you gotta do is go on TikTok and one of these social media or platforms, and you'll see different. When they get mad, see how they speak, see how they talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you
Shoot. When those killings were going down with like Alton Sterling, Philando Castile.
Yeah.
You start reading the comments. They talking about so-called black people, but you married to a so-called black man.
No,
And got
you're
his
different.
kids.
Mine is different.
Yeah.
When I'm with you're that's how they do. But you're different. Yeah. That's how they do.
Yeah. All right, back to the article. It says people waited patiently, and women stood by making their babies comfortable. A reporter for the Nashville Tennessean said that every housetop and awning in the vicinity of the pyre was covered with spectators. An 11-year-old boy said that he was waiting for a train when he heard that the train was transporting people to a lynching. It was a 25-cent round trip, and he decided to go and paid his fare. He said when he arrived, people all rushed uptown where they watched. Reports of the torture and burning have said Scott was taken to an empty lot and chained to a buggy axle, which was compounded into the ground. He was then
All right, set the tone. What's that?
that buggy axle.
Yeah.
That's if you saw it, it's like a
Like a carriage?
No, it's like a carriage,
And just
but it's what you picked up and they walked. It had the two big wheels on the side.
a barrel?
No, the buggy axle. The buggy axle. It had the wheels on it.
It got the wheels on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was like
It sound like a wheelbarrow though.
well, kind of, sort of, but it had a
But it's for a carriage.
a square encasing on it. And you picked it up and you walk with stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like the one you do today. You push, but it just went you just held it. It was behind you.
You pulled it.
Yeah, you
Okay.
pulled it. You pulled it, and that they pounded into the ground. It was heavy too. Those are iron wheels.
Iron, yeah.
Okay.
Start up from that point.
Okay.
Probably for sure.
It says Reports of the torture and burning have said Scott was taken to an empty lot and chained to a buggy axle, which was pounded into the ground. He was then tortured for 3.5 hours. The mutilation and lynching of Scott are said to have taken place immediately after church let out on Sunday, December 2nd, 1917.
So
Church.
These are good Christian folks.
Mm-hmm.
Say that, being funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I forget who quoted it. He said the most segregated hour.
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It says,
It's different gods.
yep.
We
Definitely.
worship different. It ain't the same God.
Nope. Not
Because
at
your
all.
God is for your people.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. As we said, Job 2:27. I'm in the midst of Israel and none else.
Joel?
Yeah.
Mhm.
My people should never be ashamed. Did I say Job?
It just
I'll
sounded
say
like it.
Joel.
Mhm.
Joel 2:27.
Mhm.
All right. It says Scott was chained and watching while men heated hot pokers in a fire. When the irons were hot enough, someone asked if Scott had anything to say. He made some statement that most people did not listen to. A man took one of the hot pokers and drove it into one of Scott's eye sockets. Scott was said to have been moaning, and the smell of his burning flesh was immediately apparent. Then someone drove another hot poker into Scott's other eye. Next, they laid him out on the ground and used red-hot smoothing irons to burn the skin off his back and sides. They used the
Read that part again.
it says, next, they laid him out on the ground and used red-hot smoothing irons to burn the skin
What
off
the
his...
fuck is a smoothing iron? Some shit you iron your clothes with? That's what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
that's what it sounds like, yeah.
Grab 2 Thessalonians 1:6, man. Because see, when we speak about, the scripture says the righteous shall rejoice when they see a division. When we speak about reciprocity, right? When we speak about karma as it pertains to our people, that's just so unfathomable.
Yeah,
It's just like we got Drepelomania or some shit, right?
yeah, yep.
But let one of you fucking crackers be wronged and you go to court. And what do you say? I want them punished to the fullest extent of the law. Well, you're going to be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
Mm-hmm.
And eye for an eye. Grab that and then grab Psalm 75, double cup.
Fill the cup to them double.
That's in that too, but in the hand of the Lord there's
Yeah,
a cup.
Psalm 75.
Yeah,
Yeah.
grab them two.
Yeah, but I'll just say to your example, that happened it just happened recently in Cincinnati. Y'all started the fight.
Yeah.
6 Jakes got arrested, and now you want them charged with a hate crime.
Mm.
Yeah. And this that woman is going around on every.
No. This is 2 Thessalonians 1:6.
Oh,
You gotta get
okay.
that.
All right, I
Yeah.
got that one on the.
Yeah,
you have it?
that woman who was part of it, she's being interviewed every day and start crying every interview with that victim mentality.
Yeah, Edomite tears.
Yep.
Many from the violence against that brother Jacob, this series, many of these jumped off from Edomite tears.
Yep. Yep.
Go ahead.
Second Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation unto them that trouble you.
Yeah, so we ain't got fucking Drepelomania, devil. This is the spirit we supposed to be in.
Yep.
You did all this shit, so you got to get it. Go ahead.
Yep, this Psalm chapter 75 and verse 8. It says, "For in the hand of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai there is a cup, and the
And
wine."
we drank of it.
Yep.
Right. Go ahead.
It says, "And the wine is red; it is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them."
Yeah, all the wicked of the earth. So you're the wicked of the earth. So you got to get it. You want to say something?
Yeah, I would say because when you look into like the characteristics of the dregs of wine, one of the characteristics it's known for is being bitter. You see, so this captivity that Edom, the nation of Edom, so-called white people, and the other heathen nations are about to be placed in is going to be very bitter. You see, because the scriptures tell us what reward unto her double as they have rewarded us, man. You see, so the thing is, in our kingdom, man, we're gonna be immortals. We're gonna have spiritual power, man. All right, we're gonna have the double-edged sword and the rods and irons, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, laying it down on the heathen, man.
God.
You know, for all the violence that they executed against us, man. Hey, man, they're gonna receive that double fold, man.
God.
Twice as long, twice as hard, man.
Hey, I can bring this out.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
real quick. I'm gonna say
Go
because
ahead.
our captivity was bitter.
Mhm.
That's why we eat the bitter
Yep.
herbs
Yep.
to remind us of the bitter bondage in Egypt.
God.
A marker, America is a marker in Hebrew, which means bitter.
God. I
All
was
right.
just about to say that. Yeah. God.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, this is Exodus 21 and 23, but it says that if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound,
Reciprocity.
stripe for stripe.
Look that up. Reciprocity.
Now, of course, when you read in Exodus, he's talking, he's just giving, the breakdown as to, how you deal civilly
And that's how
You know,
we deal with each other too.
with each other. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
kind. Yep.
Because the scripture speaks about this came out at camp on the line Friday, the other day. It said the Lord punished us, but he punished the heathen 1,000 times more.
Yep.
So your shit gonna be worse. Cause how dare you? All right, we have the divine right of kings.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we answer to nobody but the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're over you. So how fucking dare you? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Reciprocity. This is the Merriam-Webster's online dictionary. It says the quality or state of being reciprocal, mutual dependence, action, or influence.
And what's a reciprocal when you do when you're dealing with fractions, right? You take some and you flip it.
Yep.
Go ahead.
The definition 2, a mutual exchange of privileges. Okay.
Mhm.
Specifically, a recognition by one of two countries or institutions of the validity of licenses.
Look it up in the Edom.
Okay. Reciprocity.
Mm-hmm.
Reciprocity in the Edom. Let me just get the root word reciprocal.
If that's what it do, go ahead.
Yeah.
I got reciprocity in the Edom.
Okay, go ahead.
It says state or condition of free interchange, mutual responsiveness. It says from French reciprocity, from reciproque, from Latin reciprocus, past participle reciprocare, rise and fall, move back and forth.
Rise and fall. Somebody got to rise, somebody got to fall, and vice versa. Go ahead.
It says move back and forth, reverse the motion of.
Reverse the motion of. It's gonna be a reversal of what's going on. You got more?
That's
That was the point. All right,
That's
go
like
ahead.
Colossians 3:25. He that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which ye have done.
Yeah.
There's no respect of person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Back to the article. It says they used red-hot irons on his feet. Many people remarked that they could smell the burning flesh. He was then castrated. A hot poker was put down his throat. Man. Someone else drove a hot red poker into his ribs. Finally, the crowd gathered up items to fuel a fire, and someone lit the fire.
You talking about 3 hours of torture,
Yeah,
and it only took us a minute or two to read those sentences.
yeah,
So it was more than that was done.
yeah.
All right, more than that was done. Believe that. Go ahead.
Says the fire burned, but the reports say that Scott lived for some longer time while the mob continued to add firewood and rubbish to the burning pile. Man, I wonder if that's that picture.
I think no, that's the other guy
The other guy? Okay.
where he was kind of hanging
No, this one was laid out, stretched out
on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think that's at a later date.
later date. Okay.
I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, they were standing around looking at him,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah.
Could have been though.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna check it. Okay. All right, now on to the legacy. The last part. It says
That when you look at the picture, it don't look like it was 7,000 people there.
right. That one, yeah.
Mhm.
That picture, yeah. Okay. The legacy portion of this article, it says an NAACP investigation found that the identity of the people who led the mob were well known throughout Dyer County, but nobody was ever punished for the lynching of Scott. Some residents felt that they were doing their civic duty by lynching Scott. One man said of the lynching, "It was the biggest thing since the Ringling Brothers Circus came to town." Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Says some people felt that the mob leaders were no better than the Negro. Scott was the last person lynched in Dyer County, Tennessee. In Margaret Vanderveer's 2005 book, Lethal Punishment, Lynchings and Legal Executions in the South, she states, "The lynching of Lation Scott was the most ghastly of all those I researched." Vanderveer speculates, perhaps the horror of what they had done did have some effect on the white residents of the area. After Scott's death, there were no further lynchings in Dyer County. In the last sentence it says, in 2020, while people were observing the Black Lives Matter movement in Dyersburg, protesters came to downtown Dyersburg, and one person gave a speech about Scott.
What year was that they gave the speech?
2020.
Mm.
Yep. After the that was what was the guy's name? George Floyd.
Mm.
That time. During the pandemic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right.
That's it on the article?
Yeah, that's it on the article. All right. Anybody got anything else? No. All right. All right, so with that, we hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, going to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.
We got next.